Yo, what's up? This is Marcus Blake speaking, and today I'm going to show you how to stop jerking off. The first time I tried NoFap was back in November of 2022, and I've actually done it for more than 2 months. What made me reset my 2-month NoFap streak was number one, which is the most important thing, absolutely zero edging. Edging is basically just jerking off but without nut. That just makes it harder to resist urges. Rule number two, and this kind of has the same meaning towards it, absolutely zero porn. The whole point of NoFap is to cut out everything, because the worst thing that you can do on NoFap is edge and watch porn and think to yourself it's okay because you didn't relapse and you didn't nut, so it's fine. Wrong. But how can I manage to go from jerking off every day to not jerking off at all? What had to happen? What did I realize? What did I learn? What did I do to quit fapping? The thing about this is, you can't have instant gratification and delayed gratification at the same time. You can't jerk off and then turn around and go hustle and work on your business in the same day. It's impossible. You can't have both. You must choose one. So I had to ask myself, what do I want more? Do I want to retire my parents, or do I want to jerk off every day? Obviously, I want to retire my fucking parents, so that's why. Because every day that I reset my NoFap streak, every day that I went jerking off, is another day that I had completely wasted, because that day, impossible for me to work. It's impossible because my dopamine receptors are already overstimulated. Remember this. You can't have instant gratification and delayed gratification. You must choose one. Now, this doesn't have to go for jerking off. You can't spend 3 hours on YouTube and then turn around and work on your business and go monk mode and go crazy and make money. Wrong. You need to choose one, because when you have already reset your NoFap streak, the entire day is ruined. You can't jerk off with fucking overstimulating porn compilations and edge yourself for 30 minutes and then read a book. Are you fucking serious? It's impossible. You need to choose. You need to choose, and I chose success. I can't sacrifice the retirement of my parents for that ejaculatory pleasure that I get from jerking off. That's why I've been able to go 26 days. That's why. Something that you could do right now, like while you're watching the video, that'll help you so much on NoFap. Figure out what you want, what you actually want. A lot of people say, oh, I want to get rich, I want to go pro in fucking basketball. No, everyone would like to be rich. Everyone would like to be rich. Don't you agree? Who wants to be rich? I want to be rich. That's why I'm up at 6 a.m. That's why I'm taking cold showers. That's why I'm going to the gym while my friends are at school. That's why I'm making this fucking YouTube video right now. I want to get rich. The people my age who say, oh yeah, I want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be like Andrew Tate, they're still sleeping. It's 7:15 a.m. They're getting ready for school. I chose to go online school. I'm going on school an hour a day on my fucking computer. I have no social life. I have no friends. I have nobody that texts me. I have no social media on my phone. I haven't jacked off in 26 days. No porn for 26 days. I feel fucking fantastic. But that also means I had to sacrifice that ejaculatory pleasure. So, the thing that you could do right now, you want to stop jerking off. Wrong. You would like to stop jerking off. Those who actually want it don't even need to watch this fucking video, but you do. You don't even want to stop, because if you did, you would just stop. But I could help you. Find out what you want more than getting that pleasure from fapping. What do you want more than getting the... And it might be similar to me, because if you like me, if you like these videos, you might also want to make some money. You might also want to retire your parents. And that might be the thing you choose. Choose something. I want to go pro in basketball so fucking bad. I'm willing to sacrifice the pleasure that I get from fapping. Then boom, you make that decision. And then after that, it's never worth it to relapse. It is never going to be worth it to jack off again. I want you to get a piece of paper and write down at the top of the paper one benefit of NoFap. Not 10 benefits, not 100. Think about it like this. If I give you 100 shitty benefits to NoFap, you're still gonna jack off. You need one bulletproof reason to not jack off. So think about it. And it doesn't have to be general advice. Oh, I'm not gonna jack off because I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel like a loser. Specific advice. I don't want to Marcus, me. I don't want to jack off because that means it's another day that I have completely wasted that I could have spent working on my business so I could retire my parents. That's the number one bulletproof reason I have, because I want that so much. I'm so willing to sacrifice fapping. I can't give you step-by-step advice on how to come up with this because I don't know exactly what you want. You might want what I want. You might want money, but do you want it enough that you're willing to sacrifice fapping? Everyone's gonna say yes. Everyone's gonna say, hey Marcus, I want to get rich, and I'm willing to stop jerking off in order to get rich. I said that, and I still jerked off. That's because I didn't have a specific reason. And I don't give a fuck about getting rich. I could get $1 million right now. I'll give it all to my parents. I don't give a fuck about the cars, the houses, the girls. I'm 15 years old. I don't know how fucking money works. I'll give it to my parents, and I'll make sure that they never have to work ever again in their life. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't give a fuck about the money. Make sure that this number one purpose that you want. No, think about it like this. You need a purpose and a bulletproof reason to not jack off. Not 100 shitty NoFap benefits. One bulletproof reason that is personalized to you. Write it down. And now, every time you want to jerk off, you look at that reason and you literally ask yourself, Marcus, am I really about to sacrifice this bulletproof reason so I could go get a 2-second ejaculatory orgasm? What? Nobody's gonna do that. A thing that you could take home, no amount of benefits to a bad habit will stop you from doing it. I could give you 1,000 reasons to stop playing video games, but if you don't want to stop, you're not going to. You need to want to stop. And that bulletproof reason will fucking help you. That's almost exactly how I was able to go 26 days. Now, what I didn't mention before, throughout the 26 days, I haven't gotten a super big urge. Because if I was so horny that I had a boner for 2 hours straight and all I could think about was sex, I might have relapsed. Look at that piece of paper and write down exactly what you are going to do and why you are going to do it. And you only do this in case of emergencies. I'm not saying every time you get a boner, you go ahead and do this because you're going to do that shit 10 times a day. I'm saying when you convince yourself that you are going to relapse. You know, right before you relapse on NoFap, you always have that argument in your head. Everyone has that 10-minute, 5-minute conversation in their own head trying to convince themselves to jerk off. And when you lose that argument and when you do convince yourself, fuck it, I'm going to do it, that is when you get that paper and you write down, I'm going to jerk off because I'm bored and there's nothing to do and I'm home alone and I could easily, with 3 seconds of my time, go ahead and look up porn and I could get the lotion, and then that's why I'm going to do it, because I don't want to go focus on becoming an NBA player because I don't feel like it right now. And that's the reason why I'm going to reset my nofap streak. But now after I'm reading all of this and I'm writing this down, I'm kind of actually convincing myself otherwise. That's what you need to do. And nobody's gonna do this, bro. Nobody's going to get out a piece of paper when they should go to get the lotion instead. This is how you stop jerking off. Number 1, stop edging. Number 2, stop looking at porn. Now these require willpower. You get mental strength from this. These are 2 rules. No edging, no stimulation to your dick, no putting up your dick against something like an object, no porn, no softcore porn. And if you have a fetish or you're into feet, you can't look that shit up on Google. I'm sorry, I've been there. Those are rules, and it requires willpower. But most of you don't have fucking willpower. And if I'm being honest, I have very, very little willpower. Because I could go ahead and indulge into instant gratification so easy, and it's right there, and I could just jerk for like 10 seconds and I could bust a nut because I haven't done it in 3 weeks, so I'm literally like fucking full. But I'm not going to. And that's because of the 3rd step. Write down a bulletproof reason. And I will never choose to jerk off rather than if I could work on the business and I could retire my parents. That's a way better option. Okay. Let's get a summary real quick of the video because I'm about to end this right now. Number 1, no edging. Number 2, no porn, no softcore porn, no stimulation to your dick whatsoever. Those are some rules. They require willpower, and as I mentioned before, most of you have very little willpower, so you need a reason. You need a reason not to do it. You can't just rely on discipline and some fucking fake bullshit. You need a reason. That is the bulletproof. My reason, I want to retire my parents more than I want that orgasm. Like when you nut, you orgasm. Anyways, there was before recording this video, there's a whole process that I've gone through in my life so that I could be teaching you this. Over a year of being in a self-improvement rut. Every now and then I would get back on video games. After the November 22 2-month nofap streak, after that, a couple months of jerking off every day. And that was because in my head I'm like, oh well, I already reset my nofap streak, so I might as well just do it again. Pussy shit. And honestly, I still have the same amount of willpower. I still easily fall for like potato chips and fucking, if my sister asks me to play Among Us, okay, I'll play 30 minutes. I'm working on that. But what I have conquered is nofap. So I still have things to conquer, man, and so do fucking you. And the thing about this, why I bring this up, I've been through this over a year. I've been on self-improvement for like 14, 15 months. And 90% of that, I was on bad habits the entire time. There have been a couple weeks where I cut out everything, but I always eventually come back to it. And if you can relate to that, what you are missing is just purpose. Self-image. Who do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as the guy who's trying to quit fapping, or do you see yourself as the guy who doesn't fap? That's some real shit. That's some real talk. Now, this video that I'm making right now actually helps me. Because how can I make a video about nofap teaching guys how to quit jerking off, and then after I end this video I jerk off? You have to do this for someone else. Maybe you could also tell a friend, are you struggling with this? Do you jack off? No corny shit, like don't be cringe. I tell my friends, when was the last time you jerked off? And they're kind of laughing and shit, but I get an answer. And they usually say, oh, I jacked off last night or this morning. And I'm like, do you want to stop? I can help you stop. And then it's kind of a joke, but we're getting serious. And I'm telling them, I told them exactly what I'm telling you guys right now. But the thing is, they still jack off to this day because they don't want it. Maybe you want it because you're watching this fucking video. If you're on hour 3 of YouTube and you're just scrolling through self-improvement videos, get the fuck off of YouTube and find what you actually want to do. because you're not going to be on YouTube when you instead could be retiring your parents. If you just got done jerking off and you looked at this video just so that somebody could help you, realize that nothing is going to save you besides yourself. No amount of words that I could speak in this video will get you to stop jerking off because you literally did it 30 minutes ago. It's all on you. And I know you have lack of willpower because you wanted to stop for the past 6 months, but you keep relapsing. So what is there to do now? What is there to do now? Follow the rules and find the bulletproof reason. Stop watching fucking NoFap videos. All they're gonna give you is a fucking shitty top 7 NoFap benefits timeline, which by the way is bullshit. It doesn't matter how many days you've gone without jacking off. All that matters is how often do you do it. So if you're doing it every week, then you can never get past to day 7. But that means you're jacking off 4 times a month. Don't think of it as like, okay, from now on, after watching this video, I'm not going to jack off ever again. That's unrealistic. Be realistic with yourself. Think about it like this. From now on, after learning this video, I'm very grateful for Marcus. I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to follow the fucking rules. And from now on, I'm only going to jack off twice a week. That's how you should treat it. And then over time, because this shit took me a fucking year. Over time, it's going to be less and less. Up until you eventually get to the point where you're like, man, this shit isn't even worth it. Jacking off doesn't even feel as good as it used to be. Because now I feel like shit. Like, when let's say I were to reset my NoFap streak right now after recording this video, I just wank one out. Literally, while I'm in the climax of pleasure, like I'm about to bust and it feels really good, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I'm acting like a loser again. I'm resetting my streak. Maybe I'm going back to fucking wasting time. So it's not even good. The fucking ejaculatory pleasure isn't even good. So how would I do it? This was Marcus Blake. And if you liked the NoFap video, I could recommend you another one, which is called Finding Your Purpose Helps You with NoFap, which kind of relates to this video, but I think it just tells more of my story. It gets real personal. And yeah, I'll catch y'all boys later.